We all came over like, okay, and then we went back. How's everything?
Good afternoon, everybody. Why don't you go ahead and stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then you can continue with your pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Well, I'd like to welcome everybody, and I'm glad to see a full house. We waited a couple minutes to get some more plates and utensils for everybody, but I think everybody has a chair. So thank you very much for coming. I'd first like to acknowledge our county and city representatives. Would you like to stand or just wave your hand for a moment? Nice to have you. Also, I'd like to acknowledge our chamber board members and ambassadors. You want to wave your hands too? You couldn't do this if it wasn't for you. So today I'm officially starting on as your president for the chamber, and we'll be doing an official next month at the Chenoweth Awards dinner. We'll do a switch of the gavel, but today it's official. So Linda, would you like to come on up for a moment? So Linda Barron is the outgoing president, but she is staying on as our past president per our bylaws. And this couldn't, my job wouldn't be as easy as it is if it wasn't for Linda and the other board members. So just a little token of thank you to Linda.
Do you want me to open this up?
So last year at our Santa Fe Trail Days, one of our vendors had conceal and carry purses. And there was one that Linda really liked, but she got distracted and wasn't able to get back there in time before the booth got dismantled. So I contacted the vendor, and there's your purse.
Where's the gun?
So,
Thank you so much.
you're very welcome, Linda. Thank you. So I was looking up what a Chamber of Commerce is. And the dictionary says, or Wikipedia, whoever you're looking at, says that a Chamber of Commerce is a form of a business network. They're a local organization of businesses whose goal is to further the interests of businesses. So your chamber serves as your spokesperson and your representatives of our business community. I can't tell you what an honor it is to be able to represent you as the Trinidad Los Animas County Chamber President. So I thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to direction from each and every one of you. I have a closet full of very big shoes to wear, or fill, and also small shoes. You go to. So how
having said that, I would like to take this moment to acknowledge Trinidad Correctional Facility. Years ago, I was their staff resource coordinator, and I made it a point to start coming to your luncheons to remind the community that we were still out there about 10 miles east of town, and that we had 150 plus staff, that over half live in our community, who have children that go to our schools, who buy and sell things here and contribute local dollars. So Trinidad Correctional Facility felt the same way, which was very nice. So I can remember coming to lunch and letting everybody know that we would have maybe some correctional officer positions open, or maybe we were looking for an admin position at the time. But today that's kind of changed. I do occasionally let you know, but now all we got to do is go to colorado.gov/jobs, and we can find all kinds of positions. I have the full support of Trinidad Correctional Facility, who have more than encouraged me. They have backed me in the many different positions that I've held within the chamber and with the ambassadors. And I'll tell you, we're in for quite a ride for the next 2 years. But thank you very much. Some of the main events that the chamber hosts throughout the year are very important, and they're going to be consistently continued. And I want to kind of go over that outline with you real quickly. In February, we're going to be hosting the Chenoweth Award Dinner. In March, we're planning on a golf tournament. In June, we have Santa Fe Trail Days. Sometime this summer, we have Business Expo. And then in October, we hold Meet the Candidates. This February 23rd is going to be the 39th Annual Chenoweth Award Dinner. It is a very prestigious award, and it's equally as prestigious to be nominated for that position. We are accepting nominations for candidates for the Chenoweth Award until January 31st, and a bio for whoever the person is that's being nominated must be attached to that nomination. The forms can be found at the Welcome Center and at the Chamber office. And, or if you need to, you can call us and we will email it to you. But remember, the bio needs to be attached. It's also our annual meeting, and that's one where we go over publicly our finances, our officers, and our ambassadors. And we will be holding that at the Holiday Inn on the 23rd. 5 to 6 will be the social hour, 6 to 7:30 will be dinner, and 7:30 will be the awards. In addition to the Chenoweth Award, we're going to be recognizing a few other pertinent positions within the community. One will be the Longevity Award, the New Business Community Support, President's Award, Perfect Attendance Luncheon Award, and Ambassador of the Year. Cy, you were our most recent recipient. Is there something you would like to say about the Chenoweth? Did I catch you totally off guard?
Totally off guard. Just that it's another avenue, along with all the other awards that are given that night, that we are a community. And even from a tourism perspective, one of our biggest draws to the city of Trinidad, and we were just sort of discussing it in small groups, is that we are a community. We don't go to some city somewhere and eat at Olive Gardens and Chili's. We eat in downtown Trinidad, where there's 34 restaurants, where there's things to do, where there's so much. So attending this event isn't only to herald your neighbors and to be there for each other, it's also to experience the joy of being part of a community. You don't live in a downtown city where you don't know your neighbor. You live in Trinidad, Colorado, which is the best true community in the state of Colorado.
be discussing that a little bit further at next month's meeting, but keep it on your mind. The tickets will be $35, or you can have a corporate table, which will be $400. I also wanted to let you know, on the tables, I have a little piece of paper there. If you have some suggestions of things that you would like to see us acknowledge or do differently at our luncheons, please go ahead and take a moment and fill that out. You can leave it on the table and we'll pick it up this afternoon, or you can email it to us at the office. We do have a couple openings on our board, and if anyone is interested in applying for a position, please give us a call. We would like to have a little bio on you and why you would like to be a member of the chamber, and we would certainly entertain your interest in participating. I want to also acknowledge our volunteers that we have working in our office at the moment. We have 3. They are Mike Garrett, Paula Tripp, and Helen Giuliano. Without them, the office would probably just be an answering machine. And I also want to acknowledge Lynn Schechter. She is acting as our interim office manager at the moment. Thank you very much, Lynn. So on that note, we also have a position available, which is the office manager, which could evolve into an executive director position. It needs to be someone that is very fluent in all of the PowerPoint, Word, the whole Microsoft suite. And we also want someone that's going to be dynamic, has a good outgoing personality, and wanting to get more businesses involved in the chamber and find more things that we can do for our local businesses. So that application can be found at the Colorado Workforce Center, and we've got it left open until we find the right candidate, so there's no pressure. But I want to say thank you very much, and I would also like to, at this moment, introduce our guests for our luncheon. It is Willow and Associates CPA, and I'd like to introduce Nancy and Melissa.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nancy Palmer. I'm a CPA at Will Club Associates. We have been in business here at the CPA office since 2011 is when Susan opened the office here. And as you can see, it is tax time. So here's what happens when you go to the IRS. The grain bin was on your property, Mr. O'Toole, so technically you're responsible for claiming the gold as personal income. That's normally true. Can't get out of it. Next slide. So basically, real quickly, I want to go over the new tax law changes. And I'm going to give you a little more information about us. But here are some things to expect when you go to prepare your 2018 tax return. Number one, be all aware, it's going to take your tax preparer at least 20% more time to get it prepared. They have changed some things that are just not like one little tweak here or one little tweak there. They've changed a whole lot of things. The rates have stayed in 7 brackets, the highest being 37% and the lowest being 10%. Standard deductions are now between $12,000 and $24,000 depending on your filing status. Unfortunately, there are no more exemption deductions. So for your dependents, that exemption has been rolled into your standard deduction. Some people this is going to help, some people this is going to hurt. There's a lot of changes to our itemized deductions, and I'm sure you heard about this when this tax law took place. What they call as SALT is our state and local income tax, or state and local taxes. This is a combination of your sales tax, your real estate tax, your state income tax, your personal property tax. That is now limited to $10,000. And depending on who does your return, I know our software has told us that we don't have to calculate what is the most advantageous. So they will do what is most advantageous for the taxpayer, but we always double check it. The other thing is, the IRS is clamping down on home equity loan interest. You refinance your house, but you don't use all the money for the refinance for upgrades on the house. You may buy a car, you may pay off a credit card. Unfortunately, only the money, the interest on things to refinance the house for the house itself are now deductible. And your tax preparer will be asking you for this information to substantiate. The donation limitation has increased. It's now 60% of your adjusted gross income, or in the past it used to be 50%. So they did this to help increase the amount of contributions. If you cannot, this is one of the states, if you cannot claim the deduction on your federal, you are allowed to claim it on your state. You get a credit for it. Here again, they've done away with the employee business expenses, so everybody that, you know, I have a 2106 employee business expenses, your mileage, that cell phone you use, those special uniforms you have to wear, that's no longer allowed. They did increase the child tax credit to $2,000, per dependent under the age of 16. Part of this is a credit and part of it is refundable. The health responsibility penalty was repealed as of January the 1st, 2019. Therefore, you still have the responsibility penalty in 2018. And there are a host of other changes that have to deal with individuals and pass-through entities. Next. Now, this is what the new tax return looks like. This is your postcard. If you'll notice, it's one page. Unfortunately, there are 7 more pages that go with this, as well as all the normal schedules, B, C, D, E, anything that you had, it gets attached onto this. So the one-page postcard became 7 pages. On your table, you will see a handout on scams and frauds. I was trying to get the whole package, which is from the 1st District Attorney's Office, and they were out. And so, if y'all want the whole package, I mean, it's a very good deal. I got it from Edward Jones last year, but we contacted them and they were out. Everybody has scams and frauds. Everybody has been called at one time, this is the IRS, you owe. I can't tell you how many phone calls we get, and normally it's the elderly, and how they know that it's the elderly they're calling, I don't know. One year I get a phone call from my husband, and he goes, you need to call the IRS now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They call, they say we owe money, and I'm like, I just started laughing. IRS does not call you, and they do not email you. Normally, first contact is via a letter. So if you, and they do have, on their website, they have a place for you to put in the phone numbers of people that have called for scams. If you have somebody else calling you, your bank, your credit card, your utility company, somebody in a that has your financial information that you have not initiated the phone call, do not respond. Do not do that, because right now there are so many scams out there and there's so much fraud. In fact, when I have a client come in and say, hey, I need you to call the IRS, I've got this letter, I need your help. When I get my power of attorney that allows me to speak to the IRS, which I have to have, when I get that through and through the system, and I finally get a chance to call the IRS, which takes about, used to take 10 days. Now I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I literally have to give the IRS my personal information, ranging from social security number, my PTIN, my CAF number, even my adjusted gross income on my last tax return. They verify it is me before they will even let me talk about my client. And then I have to go through another batch of confirmation of information on my client. I've given you the hotline. for the First Judicial District for their fraud division. Also, in the little printout I gave you, it shows you how to freeze your credit with Experian, Transworld, all those different places. It's very easy to do, it's very easy to freeze, and it's very easy to unfreeze. In fact, now it's easier than when I first initially froze mine. I bought a car in December, and I was able to sit from a secure log on and unfreeze every one of my accounts, and then freeze them back as soon as I was allowed, got the credit. Next slide. I hope everybody gets this one. It's theirs. We actually have this sign in our office. This is who we are. This is Team Wilklow. Down here in Trinidad, we have 3 full-time people and 1 part-time. In Springs is where the rest of them are. I think there's 10 up there. And so this is our picture, that the most current picture was taken in December. We try to have a staff picture taken once a year because our staff does change. Next slide. And here we go. We do team building every year and have a blast. And Susan is standing in the middle in the back in black, and she participates along with us. She is the owner. We have a blast. We go out there and have fun. We had 2 teams, and it was volleyball. It was the tax department against the accountants, and unfortunately, the accountants won. We had them on the go. And there's another picture. Next slide. Here's a little bit about who we are. Susan is a certified public accountant. She's been certified and licensed since 1989. I've been licensed since 1988, and Eric has been licensed since 1986. And here's a little bit about me. In 2006, we bought the property up here at the base of the Spanish Peaks. And that winter, I get a phone call from a friend that has a property across the road from us, and he's like, "We've had 100-year snow." And I'm like, 100-year snow? I'm from Texas. We have 100-year floods. I'm like, what is this 100-year snow? What do you do? So anyway, but we finally moved in, finished our house, and moved in 2009. I have been a CPA since 1981, and I've been certified since '88, so I have over 30 years experience in the business. I got my Bachelor's of Science in Business and Management at the University of Maryland. I have served on several nonprofit board of directors, and I actually own my own CPA firm and had 2 businesses with my husband. My hobbies and hunting, jewelry making, dancing, and I absolutely love it where I live. I will always be a Texan at heart, but when we moved up here, I became a Coloradoan. And we know that there's a big deal about Texans up here. I get as angry with them for driving fast on the freeway and through the small towns and fuss at them, because I've got cruise control, and I keep my cruise control on. We are a member of the Better Business Award, the Better Business Bureau. We have QuickBooks training, we do that. We've also won the 2018 bronze recipient. We won the 2017 and 2018. We've been the recipient of Best of Springs. And we're included in it because we're part of the whole team. Next slide. When does a person decide to become an accountant? When they realize they don't have the charisma to be a vendor. I get called, I can't tell you how many times I have clients look at me and go, "You're mean. I don't understand. Why, you could be a little nicer." Well, here's the deal. You deal with the IRS. The IRS wants facts and circumstances. They don't like fluff. You only fluff it up when you want to kind of BS a little bit on them and say, "Hey, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing." You kind of word it that way. I'm always to the point, which gets me in a little bit of trouble. I tell you exactly how it is, and so, yeah, just don't have the charisma to be an undertaker. What services do we provide? We provide retail, real estate, construction, service businesses, nonprofits, restaurants, marijuana industry, ranching and farming, insurance agencies, and many more businesses. We are a well-rounded practice, and we serve the community as best we can. Services that we provide are personal services. We do cash flow management, tax planning, and tax problems. And under cash flow management, one of the things we've had is we've had people come in and they need help with a budget. They've never had a budget in their life. They need a budget. Well, they need a budget just as much as a business does. So we sit down with them and help them do their budgets. Tax services, we do tax planning. We do tax preparation, all types, A to Z. I don't believe there's a return out there that we don't do. The one thing that we do not do for businesses is we do not do audits. That's a whole round, another ball game, and that's just, I've done, when I was in Texas, because I am certified still in both states, I did audits quite a bit. But up here, it's gotten to be where the audits are so cost prohibitive with all the compliance you have to do. On business services, we do bookkeeping. We can even be a part-time CFO if you need us. New business formations, payroll, cash flow management, again, budgeting, bank financing, strategic business planning, and internal controls. And the business planning a lot of times comes in, gets combined with the tax planning because people need to know, how do we do all this? We do a lot of our bookkeeping, and a lot of the services we also offer is QuickBooks. We do QuickBooks training. QuickBooks to me is one of the best, and I've been doing QuickBooks since before it was QuickBooks. QuickBooks is one of the best programs out there for small businesses. It's very easy to teach people how to do it. It's, if you make a mistake, and this is QuickBooks Desktop, if you make a mistake, it's easy to fix it. It's easy to undo it. QuickBooks Online, it's a totally different ballgame. But QuickBooks Desktop is one of the easiest ones, and that's what we train a lot on, and train a lot of people on, and that's what we recommend to our new businesses. Here's another one. A patient was at her doctor's office after undergoing a complete physical exam. The doctor said, I have some very grave news for you. You have 6 months to live. Patient said, well, doctor, what should I do? Doctor says, marry an accountant. Will that make me live longer? No, but it'll seem longer. We get pretty boring at times. We are located at 210 North Commercial, Suite B. We are across from Colorado Blind and Carpet, and right around the corner from Tootie Scoops. And that's our office. In Springs, we're located on Union Boulevard, and that's their office. If an accountant's spouse cannot sleep, what do they say? Tell me about your day. I will also tell you, if you ever get two CPAs sitting at the table together, that's all they talk about. We had a hunting business down in South Texas, and one of my friends, one of our hunters' wives that she hunted too, was a CPA, and we'd get out there and we'd sit down at the table, and the guys would look at us and say, would y'all shut up? Because we're talking about all the different tax codes and stuff, so it's kind of who we are. The things we can do, and why pick Local and Associates? We can do hard things, and we really can. We have experience, we have education, we have business, tax, and accounting knowledge, we have the technology, we have the industry expertise in just about every industry there is. We're very timely, but what really sets us apart is our attention to detail and service to you as a client. We want you to feel like you're our only client. And unfortunately, sometimes we overdo that last part because our clients are think that they really are our only client and ask us to do things. The wins that's important, you that are in business or own businesses or general managers, at the end of this month, and this is the second year in a row, all 1099s are due to the recipients and to IRS. All W-2s are due to the recipients. All W-2s are required to be filed with the Social Security Administration and the state of Colorado. That was a pretty hefty deadline last year because normally we had until February to do the compliance part with the state and federal, and now we don't. March 15th, all business tax returns are due, including partnerships. Now, it does not include your C-Corps. C-Corps are due April 15th, along with all your personal tax returns and your estate and trust returns. Then we have your extension dates, which are September and October. Where do homeless accountants live? In a tax shop. What do we look for in a client? We look for a business that wants to grow and be successful. A business that looks as the accounting function as more than just a compliance issue, but as a management tool. A business that is not looking for the cheapest accounting service. You get what you pay for. A business owner who is ethical and wants to be in compliance with not only tax laws, but the laws that go with their business. When we take on a marijuana client, we have a set of rules that they have to follow. And because that is one of the most compliant industries right now. In summary, we can provide a full range of service, whether it be accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, or tax, with the expertise and a level of service that will exceed your expectations. If y'all want anything, or you've got my business card, we're there for y'all. We enjoy the community, and I look forward to seeing every one of you again at a meeting. And if you need me, give me a call. Thank you.
I'm going to hand the mic to Linda, and she's going to go around, and if anybody has any announcements, please now's the time to do so.
Try to be first on the mic here because I got to leave here. We got a meeting here in about 5 minutes, so I've got to leave here shortly. But a couple of things. Greg just wanted me to mention that we have 2 openings on Urban Renewal Authority. So anybody who would like to be on the Urban Renewal Authority, contact Audra at the office at the City Hall and put in an application, and we'll see what happens. Welcome to the 2019. We're looking for, in Trinidad, to have a terrific year. There's so much happening in Trinidad, and it's a very exciting time for our community. And I wish everyone here in Trinidad, and especially in this group, a terrific 2019. There's a lot going on in Trinidad, and I think we're going to have a 2019 that we probably have not had in probably decades. So look forward to see what's happening in our community, and I think we'll all be pretty happy to see what's happening at the end of the year. So congratulations to everybody for still being in business. Congratulations to the Chamber of Commerce for what you do every year, year in and year, month in, month out. And like I said, I've got to leave here because I have a meeting here shortly, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Just want to give everyone an invitation. So this last year actually marked the 25th year Edward Jones was in the Chamber. So we're having a silver ribbon cutting. That's going to be the 30th of this month. Everyone's invited. We're going to be doing just snacks from 12 to 6. So please, if you guys get a chance, stop in and say hello.
Very good.
Thank you. Hi, everybody again, and thanks again for coming today. I love it when we come to the Chamber events and our tables are filled. It just shows another reason how much love there is in our community. And so as we approach 2019, all those wonderful festivals that that go on in this town, they're all stirring up, and they're all going to be the Santa Fe Trail, the Blues Fest, Artocade, Music and Lyrics. All those festivals will be coming up shortly, including our amazing July 4th that we always have here. The other thing I want to let everybody know is that March is our 4th busiest month in Trinidad. A lot of people don't realize that. Texas kind of moves every week a little differently through Trinidad, going up to Vail and Breckenridge and all those places north of us. And it's really important that all the businesses are prepared to know that all the hotels are full the month of March in the city of Trinidad. I also wanted to say how exciting it is. I should stand for this, I think. I think it's really exciting that we got the finalization of the Hilton flag in town here. So we'll be breaking ground this year pretty soon, and so that's really exciting. That'll create a whole lot of other jobs in the area,
and the whole Laporta development area where the Purple Toad has recently opened. It's very exciting. And I have maps and charts here. If anybody wants a close-up view after this meeting, if you want to see it, I would really love to show that to you. Also, I wanted to let you know that it is Valentine's Day around the corner here. Please remember for your Valentine's presents and your loved ones, family, friends, and partners. Remember that downtown is a great economic development area that has gifts at Tease Me, Treat Me, at Vivica's. There's restaurant gift certificates that you can get. There's lovely hotel night stays you could have. But there's lots of stuff. Remember when you buy your gifts to try to buy them locally. And all you guys are awesome.
Linda Perry with Trinidad State. We're always happy to have the chamber here to have their lunches with us. And I'm very honored today to introduce our interim president with us. Dr. Kerry Hart has just joined us the last couple of weeks, so we're very glad to have him for the next few months.
Yes, my name is Jerry, and we are with New Melrose Hospice here in Trinidad. We have Teresa Arroyo, our outreach administrator, and our nurse, Teresa Doyle.
Hi, I'm Cindy Thielen with Sangre de Cristo Hospice. Last year we did a sock drive here in town, and we are doing it again this year. Last year we collected 500 pairs of socks. We went way above what we expected. The best part about this was that we had extra socks, and at the time of the spring fire, the fire department up in Walsenburg requested any socks for their firefighters because they were having problems on the ground there with their shoes and their socks, and we were able to donate over 150 pairs of socks. So we have 5 locations that we're collecting socks at. I've got flyers out front, and we would love to break that 500 record and collect more this year. We are collecting socks for the youth, the homeless, and our veterans, and some of our hospice patients also. So we're looking for all kinds of new socks for children and for the elderly, warm, white, anything you got. And like I said, we've got 5 locations, and one of them happens to be the college. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mallory Pillard, and I'm the director of the Carnegie Public Library here in town. And I just wanted to announce that January begins our adult reading program, so we have lots of fun events happening at the library. The theme is a universe of stories, so we're going to be exploring space, but we also have a self-care series, so for those of you who made New Year's resolutions to take better care of yourself, we actually have a doctor on staff, her name is Rama, and so she's going to be conducting those classes for us. I left newsletters out on the front table, so please grab one of those and put that on your fridge. It's all of our quarterly programs, and we might surprise you with some of the things that we offer. Switching hats, I feel like Linda a little bit when she does her little hat bit. I also wanted to announce that there is a new business starting in Trinidad, and it is a bike share. It's called Giddy Up. And so when the snow melts a little bit and we start to see warmer weather, you'll see some bikes with purple wheels out on the streets. And so if you have any questions about how that works, please come see me. We're really excited to offer a new public transportation option for people in Trinidad. The third thing that I was going to say as it pertains to another hat, I guess, that I wear, is that I've become sort of passionate about homeless challenges in our community. Cindy, I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about your sock drive. But if anybody is passionate about those experiencing homelessness or don't know how to help but want to help in some way, please come see me and ask me some questions. I can steer you in the right direction, maybe for some forums for helping and some information about what the landscape looks like here in Trinidad. So thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Donna, you know anything?
Hi, I'm Karen Jo Agnello, and I am the voice of Trinidad.
Yay!
So I have a new Facebook page with the Voice of Trinidad, and I'm not going to go through all the events because it's 6 pages long. Events such as Brad Kirby is having an opening the first Friday. But other than that, there's a long list, and it's always the first post on the page, and you can print it out, put it on your refrigerator, and look to the Voice of Trinidad. And then I'm also, Megan and I are ambassadors, and we are planning 2 fundraising events for the ambassadors, and I'm gonna let Megan tell you about those.
So the first one we're gonna work on is the Home and Gardens Tour. We have such great architecture and history in this town, and connecting the different businesses through staging houses and getting those people out in the community late spring, early summer. We're looking for volunteers and sponsors, so if you're interested, please talk to KJ or myself. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Steve Block, I'm the reporter at the Chronicle News. Just wanted to announce that we are in our new offices now at 313 West Main Street. So feel free to stop by and visit with us. Any business hours are 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, and we'd love to see you come by.
Okay, I'm going to be the hat thing too. I'm Melody Lenoska. I just opened a jewelry store and a vintage clothing store called Upswing. It's at 419 West Main. And I actually announced it, my opening day was the day after the last chamber luncheon. And I must say it's been very well received. I'm happy with the visitors that I've had. I have basically vintage clothing of a certain age that was put together with good fabric, good quality workmanship. And then also jewelry, since I've been in that industry for decades. And I want you to come by anytime, noon to 6, Monday or Wednesday through Friday. I do 10 to 5 on Saturday. And my ribbon cutting with the chamber is February 1st. And I can't have a ribbon cutting without having a party. So come February 1st, it's a Friday evening, and we will have entertainment, good food, and good drink. So that's the vintage hat. Then, I'm the Vice President of the Trinidad Music Association, and we are having our first rehearsals for the spring season on Monday, February 4th, and we are also having a karaoke fundraiser at my place, the Upswing Community Room, which is the back half of my main floor, and that will be in about a month, and we're just deciding on the date finalization. We'll get that out through the chamber too, but that is going to be a really fun evening. Mexican-themed food, all homemade, mostly by me, so come see. Thank you.
Okay, so I would like to thank Wilco and Associates for hosting today's luncheon. Next meeting will be February. The host for that will be Mount San Rafael Hospital. I won't be here, I'll be out of town for work. So Linda will be hosting the luncheon next February. So we do have the ribbon cutting for Everett Jones on the 30th at noon. And then we have your ribbon cutting on the 1st at 5 o'clock. So thank you everybody very much for coming.